What's going on? All right, so let me just hop right into it. Back in the day, brothers used to call certain things dirt digs. Basically, a dirt dig would be a woman or a sexual encounter with a subpar woman that you do because you're on a sexual drought. This woman is someone who's visually unappealing and that you do not have long term intentions or desires for. Now, the reason for dirt digs primarily is so a man can reset his incel clock. Now, when we first started using this term, like in the early 2000s, there was really no word for incel. We didn't really have a term for that. I mean, of course, and really there shouldn't be one when you really stop and think about it, unless there is a amount of time involved. Because a incel is a person who is celibate involuntarily, but how long does it take to be celibate? Like, if you go 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, or 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. Like, how long does it take for a person to be considered an incel? But basically, we just had a general description of a person who wasn't getting laid. It wasn't really too much shade going around about that. I mean, every now and again, it was a stray nigga that would try to shame somebody for that, but wasn't really a big deal. And the reason is because a man could really just lie on his dick. Like, I mean, you would have to investigate somebody's life to even determine if they were incel or not. So, what was the point? I mean, like, to just like dig into somebody's life and say, "Oh shit, you're not getting any pussy," and that's it. Make you feel better for the amount that you get. It's kind of it just wasn't done. But I will say that there was something inside of people that made them, or inside of men, excuse me, that made them do a dirt dig from time to time. And that was so that they can tell themselves that they didn't reach a certain amount of time without sex. Whether that's 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. If somebody wants to say, I had sex every month this year, and this is for single guys, guys who are not in a relationship. If they say, I want to say that I had sex every month this year, then they might dirt dig on a slow month. You know, those months where you just you put your fishing hook out there and you don't get any good bites. You may start eating a smaller fish at that time, or something that the license say you're supposed to throw back, so you hide it in an ice chest and claim it as a big fish or a big claim. You know, those situations. And that's just so you can say you set your incel clock. We don't know how long it takes for a guy to be considered an incel, but we do know that a lot of guys don't want to say, not to their boys, because let's face it, dirt digging is a shameful thing. Therefore, you're going to likely exaggerate anyway on the appearance and quality of the last person you slept with if grilled about it. Which means you're very likely lying anyway. So the reason why one would do this is not because they want to tell their boys something with plausible deniability. The reason why someone would do this is because they want to tell themselves that they are not an incel. They want to psych themselves up to say, I got some every week this year, or every day this year, or every day this month, or, every month this year. They want to tell themselves that they had regular sex. They want to reset the incel clock. They don't want to say, I went 6 months without it. So on a so after 5.5 months, they'll go on some mad dash for whatever it takes to say, oh no, I never went 6 months without it. Type deal. This is just something that they do for their own ego. Now, the interesting thing about this type of sex is that this is sex that is done not to procreate, and more importantly, not even for sexual gratification. This is sex that is done for psychological fulfillment. To stick your chest out. For that ego boost. And that's what a lot of brothers are doing. It's a very sad and unfortunate situation. See, we are surrounded by races and cultures that we look down upon publicly. We ask a white guy, when was the last time you had sex? And he might say something like, well, I broke up with my girlfriend 3 months ago, but we were having problems and we haven't been having sex for, 4 months towards the end. So I'd say about 7 months. And we just laugh our ass off. We just fucking in his face. And we say, oh no, I can't do that. I can't go without that. Good. I can't go without this. I can't go without that poontang, that vagina. I need to feed my penis. We say that to him, right? And we think that we are just the Shaft, the, Rico Suave, Wesley Snipes mixed with Boris Kojo mixed with, what's that name? Morris Chestnut mixed with Denzel Washington, suave motherfuckers, because we got it good, right? And then he shows you a picture of his ex-girlfriend, the one who he fucked 7 months ago. And then all that goes away. Because you remember the last person that you fucked 7 hours ago. You look at the one you fucked and then you look at the one he fucked. You look at the one you fucked and then you look at the one he fucked. You look at the one you fucked and you look at the one he fucked. You look at the one you fucked and then you look at the one he fucked. And then you say, oh, I fucked up. Now you don't tell him that. Because, you want to appear to be that, that smooth brother. That smooth operator. That slick daddy. That player. But if you were to pull out your phone, as he did, and show him your last conquest, you would see who's laughing then. Now, he's not going to laugh in your face as you did him. Oh no, but he's thinking that shit. He is thinking that shit. And you want to know why he didn't laugh? Because for one, he pities you. He pities anybody that has to fuck the last person he fucked. Or excuse me, that you fucked. In that 7 months' time, he had the opportunity to fuck a girl like the one that you just last fucked, but he didn't. He seen no need to reset his incel clock. He values quality over all else. And then you come across an Indian guy. Let's just go there. An Indian guy, right? 22, 23 years old, and you're the same age. And says, how long has it been since you had sex? And then the Indian guy says, I've never had sex. I'm saving myself for marriage. And I won't get married for a couple years. When I'm 25, my family will arrange a marriage for me. And you just say, oh, well, I couldn't wait that long. I had some last night. And you think you get the one up on him, right? But then you turn 25, and he turns 25. And you see him, say, in Target or something, walking around with his Princess Jasmine looking wife. Or let's just say 27, right? And they just have a look about them. And you want to know what that look says? That he fucked his Princess Jasmine wife more times in those 2 years than you have fucked your entire life piecing together ugly ass pussy. Just scrounging, scavenging for scraps of pussy. Trying to make a meal out of it. And that's just the beginning. He's going to continue to do that while guys continue to scrape, scrounge, and scavenge the bottom barrels of pussy for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years, however long. These guys will call themselves a player because they have a high body count of pieced together bottom barrel pussy. All the while, his pussy count is going up, up, up. By the way, his Princess Jasmine pussy count is going up, 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 up. And you are just dirt digging. Now, why do I bring this up? Because, fellas, what you're doing when you reset the incel clock is you're playing the game that they want you to play. You see, you have these bottom barrel bitches, right? And you have the top barrel women of the black community. The top barrel women of the black community is constantly being dissuaded from healthy sexual relations. Why? Because the bottom barrel women know that their only sexual attention is derived by the women that the top level women don't want. So what do? They convince the top tier women not to fuck. Focus on your career. Niggas ain't shit. He's on the down low, etc., etc., etc. They're going to continue to do this. Why? Because it's the only way they can get dick. They know that the men will come to them once they're ready to reset their incel clock. And by resetting your incel clock, you are encouraging this behavior. You're saying it's okay. Thumbs up. Continue with this path of depravity. You're feeding into this gynocracy. But fellas, let me ask you something. Real talk. Because I strongly suspect that I already know the answer to this question. Do you enjoy fucking them? Wouldn't you rather be at home just given a rigorous masturbation to any woman of your choosing? I'd be with anybody. When I masturbate rigorously, I don't give a fuck how long my incel. Well, I mean, I do. I prefer to actually be fucking the women of my imagination, but you know, that's not always going to be available to me. I feel no shame about how long my drought is. I feel no, oh, am I approaching the incel lane? Am I going to reach a certain day, hour, minute, second where it says, ding, you're an incel now? I gives a fuck. I don't need to reset some invisible clock of when the last time I got pussy. I don't give a fuck. And you shouldn't give a fuck neither. Alright? If her pussy is worse than masturbation, then don't fuck her. I takes care of my shit. I am the master of baiting. I handle my shit rigorously. To perfection, to a T. Make sure it's all shiny and shit afterwards. Make sure it's glossy. It's no sweating. I don't have to change the bed sheets. I don't have to put the bed sheets in the wash afterwards. The badissy smell or anything like that. It's less of a mess, less of a hassle. Only reason why I go through the hassle of sex is because I'm sexually attracted to the person I fuck. Why the hell else are you doing it? If not, masturbation. Because I'll tell y'all one thing. Masturbation. A good, strong, rigorous masturbate is a perfectly viable and healthy and pleasurable alternative to dirt digging. So fellas, avoid that at all costs. It's better for yourself. It's better for your ego. It's better for society. And it's better for black men. This is GameChanger 00100. Game over. Peace.